No, I had a colleague that did 13 years in Ife. No jokes. He didn't fail, he didn't repeat. Strikes. In my time, the only thing you didn't buy for your training was the chair.
No, because professors like to be like, well, you guys have it so easy, there's the internet at the palm of your hands, and there's also distractions. I mean,
It wasn't a dentist that actually did like a full turnkey project of equipment. It was Professor Olukoye Ransom Kuti, a pediatrician that actually got dental school fully retrofit.
So you haven't had the experience of having gone abroad as well. Did your training in Nigeria prepare you for these experiences in other countries?
Yes and no.
Okay. Hello everyone, once again, we want to welcome you to another episode of Smile Stories. Before we start, everybody show us your teeth.
Cheese.
Say mushin, kosi.
machine.
You're not used to it. The last time we had this topic, Dr. Diola, you were not with us, so we're going to start with you. We want to talk about dental school and dental training in Nigeria. We want to know what inspired you to pursue a career in dentistry, and what was your journey like getting into dental school in Nigeria in specific?
Okay. So I wanted to stay within the medical profession.
Okay.
Truth be told, I was actually acting up. So I would have done medicine. But because me and my dad were not in good terms at the time, and I didn't want to do anything like
To
maybe
please him.
commercial or no,
Okay.
as in. So I was like, okay, how can I not be a doctor, but still be a doctor, but not do what he wants me to do? You know, that kind of thing.
Rebellion?
So that was my thinking at the time. I mean, I'm talking 1994-ish,
Okay.
93, 94. And found out that dentistry was pretty cool.
It is.
So I was like, okay, I wouldn't have to do calls. I would, have that work-life balance and all of that. So it made sense. We wrote the JAMB. And at that time, when you write JAMB, you don't know when you're getting into university. You will write it and wait, hope and pray.
Yes.
And of course, there were strikes. That was the period of the military era. And there were strikes and all kinds of stuff. So,
Sorry for the distraction, that was me. You know, menopause can have a way of coming at you at the wrong time.
Lady, you're not allowed to say menopause.
Let me say it. If we don't say it, they will not get it. They won't understand what the reason is for the slight distraction.
So yeah, I got into school. I also had this, I was self-aware to a point.
Okay.
I knew that I was good with my hands, and dentistry required,
Steady hands.
Yes, steady hands. See, funny enough, my same daddy used to prophesy to me then that I have the hands of a surgeon. Yes, at the time. So dentistry fits, and I had like a touch of OCD. I was a perfectionist. I was very meticulous. So dentistry fits my personality profile, and I went ahead with it. Got into Luth and reality setting, because
The
in
Nigerian
Luth,
factor.
yes, so we do 1 year in Unilag,
Yeah.
and
then you go to medical school.
College of Medicine.
Yeah.
When we wrote the exams, I think things had settled a bit. So that was Professor Omotola's time.
Okay.
Things had settled a bit. Unilag was not joining the rest of Nigerian universities to go on strike.
Okay.
Yes, so I was very delighted to sign up then.
So the medical school that was attached to Unilag also did not join the strike. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Lucky.
Yes. So you could plan. When Professor Omotola was in,
you knew your time was going to be
4
your
years
time.
was 4 years, 5 years engineering, 5 years medicine, 6 years, you're done. All
sociology for 7 years. So you might as well have done medicine.
Honestly, so that was. I had a colleague that did 13 years in Ife. No jokes. He didn't fail. He didn't repeat.
Strikes.
Wow.
Strikes.
Wow.
ASU breaks and co.
Those
of us that went to university in
Medicine
Nigeria,
twice.
they really have to
No.
give us awards for even trying and attempting, as we like to say.
Honestly.
Nigeria go whine you, but now you no go panic. You get it? Now you no go panic. How does dental training in Nigeria compare to other countries? Who's had experience in another country? even if it's for a short course, a certification. Have you done any certifications anywhere else?
Yes,
Where did you go?
South Korea, Lebanon, the UK.
Could you tell us if there were experiences that seem peculiar to certain countries or something they maintained all across the board, excluding Nigeria?
So let me include Nigeria.
Okay.
Because there are specifics about the training that is universal.
We know that.
You will cry.
Definitely.
See, whether you're in the UK, if you want to study in Buckingham
It
Palace.
go whine you.
No. The nature of the training is full of tears. It's very intense. It's overwhelming. You sometimes, you get to that point. Who sent me
This message?
Honestly.
What am I trying to prove?
But then you are stuck. Okay, I've gotten this far. I have to finish.
Yes. I can't be a dropout.
So that is the same across board. The only difference I would say is infrastructure.
Okay.
Really and truly.
Which is only the thing that
fantastic
Nigeria
lecturers
tends
here.
to lack.
Yes.
But when manpower is concerned, we are top.
Honestly. So it was an infrastructure deficit.
Okay.
Now, in my time,
Yes.
we didn't really, we used to have these compact desktops, or you clone, you go to business center, we did our
Newspaper
project, So
So imagine what a computer would be like.
was there even YouTube? I can't remember.
No, there wasn't.
And Google was in the early stages. It was just a mess. So you had to wait. I had textbooks. My mom used to
Invest in them for you.
for me.
Yeah.
So I even had some form of audio visuals, and I could read about what was
What should obtain everywhere.
current,
Yes.
management practices there. But now we have the internet. Now you can, there's so much online. There's
You have
so
it
much
in the palm of your
information.
hand.
And there seems to be
Dr.
more
Kosi is giggling.
investment.
You are giggling because palm of
No,
your
but
hand.
see, you guys have no idea.
So that's why I was laughing, actually.
Yes, tell us why.
Why?
No, because professors like to be like, you guys have it so easy. There's the internet at the palm of your hands. And there's also distractions. I'm sorry.
You should place your focus where focus is due, Dr. Kosi. Nobody told you to come and be thinking about
every generation
distractions.
have their own problem.
Everyone
Like
has
yours was
distractions,
internet, ours were more
Data
distractions.
availability also has its cons, is what you're saying. So you would then tell us what the biggest challenges are faced by dental students in Nigeria and how do they overcome them? When you said you and I assume you went to Nsukka.
Yes.
Okay, to study dentistry
Yes.
throughout. What did you experience? Because it's one of the major universities in Nigeria that I think it was the first, or wasn't it?
It's
was
not.
it
So
UI?
that Nigeria is a scam. Oh.
Okay, let's not argue
UNA
about
is
that.
We are the only one that have
When you're
BDS
talking
Nigeria.
about universities, they mention Nsukka, they mention Ife, they mention Ibadan, they mention Unilag as the first.
ABUs.
Before you now start, and the others seem to be.
UCH is the first. So.
Okay. So in your experience with Nsukka dentistry,
So I'm sure that some things were probably different from Dr. Deolasha, but one thing that she got right, you will cry. And I did cry. Although, okay, and you would actually think that I'm trying to talk about like dental sciences at the moment. I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing, but for someone who had gone through the rigorous experience in medical school, medical training and everything, getting to the point where final year, which is basically clinical dentistry, got to me was, I don't even know how to explain it. I think at that time we had just gotten there. So you had clinical requirements,
Yes.
you had lectures, you had projects, and it was just so overwhelming that I remember twice, and this is something I'd not done
broke
throughout
down.
school. I just started crying from nowhere. Of course, not in front of people anyway,
you have to maintain your steams.
very important. And then my roommate will always tease me. He's a doctor.
Okay.
So he would always tease me that he thinks I had it, that if anything was, like if school was hard, I wasn't showing it. And I'm like,
That's a compliment to you.
well, I don't know, but it was hard, obviously.
Don't let the smiling face fool you.
Well, but I mean,
It's not easy.
The experience was. There's a reason why they say that the friends you make during like those college times are actually like friends for life and all. It's true. Studies show that if you go through like a dangerous mission or adventure with someone, you guys tend to like bond more.
Bond,
So
yes.
that's to show you how much medical and dental school can be like a traumatic experience.
It is traumatic.
Rewarding eventually, but traumatic.
Because the Nigeria factor comes in. So I wanted to ask you also, Toba, about your training in Nigeria in the dental field. What were the challenges you experienced? What were the things that made you feel I could easily give up on this and just go do something else?
I mean, thinking about it now, because I think I enjoyed I think I really no. So it's not from the difficult part, but
Okay.
it's something that I found interesting because when from class, from lecture, we go to the clinic to and so I think the clinical part of it made me
excited
about it. I see things and I get to learn. I mean, they told me things that this thing was very thrilling when I was when I got there. So I didn't really see, except the fact that of course it's stressful.
Yeah.
You have to it's like you're working and you're schooling because you have to go to the clinic.
Working.
Either you like it or not, you have to be in the clinic and you have to still go for class and still read. And so aside that, I think it was an interesting.
So when we talk about how well equipped are Nigerian dental schools in terms of facilities, technology, and resources, you graduated in what year?
2019.
Oh, baby. You graduated in what year?
2005.
14 years difference. Tell us what your facilities were like compared to his. Because we were saying at the palm of your hand, he said it could be a distraction, a con, which would have been a pro for us if we had it. Sit in our rooms and Google whatever we needed to Google. Tell us what you saw as limitations and advantages with the books that you had, where some other students didn't have it. And then you tell us, by the time you did it, this is what we had and this is where.
So in my time, the only thing you didn't buy for your training was the chair.
No, wow.
We paid for local anesthetic. We paid for x-ray film. We paid for hand pieces. We bought instruments. We did. It's such a capitally intensive
course.
I'm telling you. The only thing we didn't buy
was the
even water we bought.
Even delivering a child 27 years ago, I had to take water to UCH.
Yeah. So we were always spending money. So we had people within the dental school among students that used to hustle and sell dental materials so that you can get work done. Because like you said, we work. So you have to have signatures like residents and senior residents or consultants sign off on procedures. So we start seeing patients from when we are students.
Okay.
Yes, that's the nature of the training.
Okay.
It's very hands-on from the get-go.
Because there's no technology to help you see it.
When I got into school, it was one in-between era where, incidentally, it wasn't a dentist that actually did like a full turnkey project of equipment. It was Professor Olukeye Ransom Kuti,
Wow.
a pediatrician that
But he
actually got dental school fully retrofit.
Truly retrofit.
So because I saw those Siemens chairs.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking German equipment.
Yeah.
Ash instruments. Now, the generation I was, for me to still meet them, it showed you how good
they were.
Quality.
Yes.
And when he had that...
And when you say this, these are the dentist chairs that recline for the... Okay.
They were not reclining when I arrived.
Can you imagine?
So
that's
where I'm going to stay. Now, Baba chair will remain now. It's true.
And those chairs were awful. But they were, because
functional for what you needed for.
And all. And it was for me, it was tough.
In your experience?
I mean, one thing definitely did not change. It was capital intensive, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to buy a lot of things ourselves in order to see the patients.
This is even 14 years after.
The friend I told you about, actually, his sister just finished from dental school as well. And I remember when he was like, oh, she's requesting for this and that. You guys really need to do all those things when you were in school. And I was looking at him like, how did you not know that? Like, I remember like trying to source for funds to get all those things because they were a lot added to the stress of school already. It was it was really a lot. But then I think I was lucky because in my class we were small. So that means that the phantom heads we had, that's like and how do I put this?
The
Like,
ratio of equipment
no,
to
phantom,
students.
heads are like
Training
fake
heads.
teeth. Yeah, for you to actually, because you have to
So for
work.
you to actually,
Yes,
okay,
before you
like a
start
nail
with-
Before you start
technician would have
working
fake
on
hands to
things.
work on.
Yes.
The heads that you
So,
would
yeah,
use
it
to
was
practice.
able to go around, and they were able to like use that to teach us very
Everybody.
well. Yes, at least I
Hands-on.
was happy I had that luxury. And then I'm actually thankful to some teachers in school then that some people actually made it easier for us. Yeah, so a few people, I would call names, but
So you haven't had the experience of having gone abroad as well. Did your training in Nigeria prepare you for these experiences in other countries? We understand the doctors knowing everything that you need to know and knowing the contingency plans when equipment doesn't work, which other people didn't have the luxury or had the luxury to not experience, but not knowing that they may have needed it. Did it make you stand out in a positive way at times coming from Nigeria?
Yes and no.
Okay, tell us the
So
yes.
the yes part is you know the theory so well.
But
You
there's
can
no
actually
practical.
engage.
Yes.
When you get there, you actually stand out if it is in like a
Where
classroom
you're just
session.
talking and yes.
But when it comes to the practical aspect, which, to be honest, the difference is not so
Much.
vast, in the sense that when you compare yourselves with your colleagues that have access to
Everything that they ever
Yes.
needed from the scratch. They ain't
you're
really.
not really behind
ain't
like that.
sorting nothing.
Give us like 2 weeks. We'll
We'll
catch up.
So,
I mean,
ASAP.
we've had to
Honestly.
learn with lantern. You're
Do
talking
you
about
get-
we
do
don't
you
have
get-
enough light to see number 7
You get
extraction.
just quack. You do
Well, I
this, you
think
do
we
this,
really
you
need
do
to
this.
talk about that on the
Yes.
parts whereby those things that we
Well, we need
that we need
in Nigeria, we just can't cut
those
corners on.
instruments, those materials that we talk
Mm-hmm.
about, those things that they talk about and I will never get to see in school. Like
Yes.
it's only when you get to very a
Yes.
more private.
And you're like, this is what it's supposed to be like.
Established
establishment.
private
You now get to see this thing. Oh, this is what so talk
yes.
about that. I mean, I think maybe our government or our institution can do better than
And even
make
our
things available.
philanthropists.
Yes,
Actually.
they should make it available.
Our philanthropists
Yes,
are the ones that we really
actually.
need to help in these things. Actually invest in different fields. For instance, I had a child that I adopted in Ireland, my Auntie Adubo's son abroad. He too had tried to study medicine because his father had done it, but his father was brutal to him. And he ran away from his father's house and they put him in a foster home. I was guiding him as well. But the joy he had was there was a family who had lost a child. And because of that, they decided to start funding medical students.
Right.
Anybody that wanted to study any field of medicine, we're going to pay the way through. You just show us. And it wasn't a case of you have to be academically sound. Just want to do it.
Willingness
We'll
to,
follow you all the way through.
that's
So when we have these billionaires donating things to government, donate it to the schools. They will say they do it, that they gave chairs and everything. But let the children actually feel the impact of what you've given and how it's going to change their lives and make their lives easier. So for someone who wants to study dentistry in Nigeria, what would you advise them to consider before they actually start on the journey? Not trying to dissuade them from doing it, but something they need to consider and focus and commit to. As in dentistry go whine you, but now you no go panic.
Of course, I think you just need to, Nigeria generally is tough. So just accept that going into that medicine generally too is tough. So combine those two together.
Yes.
And fact talk that Nigeria is,
You have to be a warrior to
You have
go through it.
You have to be prepared because it's not going to be a bed of roses. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a very tough journey to being that is in Nigeria to start with. And medicine is not what dentistry or medicine is not what you can just
take as a fickle venture.
So either here or abroad, you're still going to go through one or
challenges.
If you're prepared to do it,
you'll always make it through. Okay, so what changes would you like to see with everything that you've been able to achieve in the dental industry, in the field? The things maybe by having investors, partners, or whatever, telling them this is what I see, let's make it happen. I'll just tell you what you need to do. With what you have learned, if you were to go back and be a lecturer, for instance, and everything you've enjoyed and you've been exposed to, what would you like to see in schools while we're training these dentists being your field?
So I will speak from my era.
Okay.
There was a lot of gatekeeping. I struggled with the thought or reality that I was the teaching hospital. And some of my teachers were hoarding
information.
Yes.
Information.
Yes. Wow. So there was a lot of gatekeeping. And I remember having that conversation with one or two, maybe senior colleagues at the time. And the perspective they gave me was, oh, when you graduate, you become competition. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Is that what you're afraid of?
No, I kid you not.
You become competition.
Competition.
So do you think you're going to live forever, senior doctor, sir?
So there was this culture of, so the gatekeeping
Don't tell
was
them
even
everything
amongst,
you know.
yes, and then it's trickled down to
because everybody
even your
learns
colleagues.
it. Yeah.
So you'll be actually working at something, you're getting it wrong, or maybe you're using the wrong instrument.
And they
Nobody
don't want
would
to tell you different.
And I'm in a teaching hospital.
Putting people's lives at risk because they didn't teach
It
you.
would be nice. I don't know how things are now. It would be nice if that was addressed. You know, that willingness to disseminate
knowledge.
No, come on. Trade secrets.
Dr. Kosi, did you experience it? Because we say this all the time. You know, Nigerians are fond of saying government, and there's no government since I've been alive that has ever satisfied Nigerians. It's always benefit of hindsight that makes them say, oh, if we had known, we would have stayed in Egypt. You know, what do you know about individuals themselves, checking themselves, holding themselves accountable to making their environment, their little world, a better place in your field?
That was very broad. Could you pinpoint? Yeah.
Any way you understand it, just educate me.
So I think what Dr. Dela was saying initially, I think I experienced part of that whole gatekeeping stuff more when I left school. So I know yes, a lot was lacking anyway, Sha, but yes. I did enjoy even though it was difficult, but I enjoyed the way we were unified and actually how it helped propel us forward. So that was good. That was great.
Of having it that way.
But it would but I think moving forward, really, it's going to help for us to try to make it easier on the younger ones. I mean, I know my school has this alumni group, and they've been doing a lot actually to make dental education easier. They're donating phantom heads, learning materials, and all of that stuff, which really helps. So, and then, the truth is, I feel like there's just a void. Okay, not what like a divide. What word am I looking for?
Between who and who?
Between older and younger dentists.
Okay.
It might still boil down to the whole gatekeeping information and making it seem like, you have to be at that certain level when it's time.
Keep you there so that we are the masters of this.
But the thing is that right now, young people, thanks to the internet and training, we are learning. You understand? So exactly. So we're not trying to be held down by certain things, and the landscape in dentistry honestly is changing in Nigeria. So and it's something to look forward to, really.
DSA Toba, how, in your experience, do you think Nigerian dentists or dentistry industry, or how do we say, the grammar is twisting my tongue? The dental industry in Nigeria, how can they prepare people, assuming you wanted to go to any country abroad, with what you know now? Is there anything you wish they could have helped you with at this point, with what you've been exposed to in the internet world, that you wish they had taught you even before you get a chance to go to another country?
You
can't pinpoint?
I don't think so, because we are almost doing the same thing, similar thing. I mean, now maybe when I'm in a private setting,
patriotic Nigeria.
Maybe when I'm more in private setting, I can't say that of teaching hospital. But
because you have the benefits of working.
We're on the same space, and I think we should maybe the teaching hospital should collaborate more with private hospitals
and see where they can.
If that facility is not there, why
take
not,
them here to learn here and do that, and let everybody get
limiting them to that. Okay,
your
this is
limits.
And we shouldn't make education difficult.
You shouldn't.
I mean, we shouldn't make. I mean, I think some lecturers, have pride in this thing.
You can't have it easy because we didn't have it easy.
No, they should stop that bitterness.
Unless
you don't make it easy for us.
Dr. Diola, last words on this.
Demystify the whole thing.
It ain't rocket science after all.
It's not. And we would respect you more
if you shared your knowledge.
Honestly.
If you cannot help us,
Demystify
Nigerians,
it.
elders, ancestors, those of you in the field, we know things weren't always easy, but it doesn't matter. Like they say in Yoruba, "Ọmọdé gbọ́n, àgbà gbọ́n la fi kọ́lé Ifẹ̀." There are things you probably would never be exposed to because of just the age that you are. Let us share knowledge and exchange it and impact the generation instead of holding on to it. Because when you take it to the grave, your legacy is dead. You can't do anything with it. Till we come back again to you on Smile Stories. As you can see, by the time we're done with season 1, I would go back to wearing those my surgical hats and probably a doctor's suit, because I would I would start using those grammars that you use that seem to throw me off. I would have learnt and mastered them. Till the next time we see you on Smile Stories, goodbye, God bless. Send in your stories, send in the things you want us to research, and we'll see you again. Smile, everybody. Smile Stories.